Hello, Stitchy friends! Today is February 13th, 2024. My name is Andrew, and this is The Runner Stitcher. If you're new here, this is my channel where I primarily talk about cross-stitch and my cross-stitching journey. Also a little bit about my running journey, thrown in there sometimes, but mostly cross-stitch. So if you're new here, welcome. Everybody's welcome. I'm glad to have you here and be watching me. If you're returning, thanks again for coming back. Back for more. I'm glad you are enjoying the channel. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. I really have just been having so much fun talking with you all about cross-stitch and sharing where I'm at. So a little bit of just kind of housekeeping, I guess, but I'm back in New York finally, so I feel a little scatterbrained today. So this video might be all over the place, and I apologize for that, but I will try to get it together. Back in New York, and already it's snowing outside today. So quite a difference from Florida, where it wasn't super warm, but it was warmer than here. So now we're back to the snow, but it's all good. I'm happy to be back home and in my comfortable stitching spot and in my own bed and all of that. So yeah, back in New York. As far as running goes, I have done my first race since the Disney races. This past Sunday, there was a 4-mile run in Central Park, which was awesome. We actually had fairly decent weather. It was kind of sunny and in the upper 40s, I think, which was kind of nice for running. So it was good to get back to Central Park in the city and just kind of enjoy the scenery there. And it was only 4 miles, so it was not too difficult. And I ran it with my friend Alyssa, who also ran in Disney with me. So that was really fun. But it was called the Gridiron 4-mile run, and it was done by New York Roadrunners. My next big race that I have coming up is in March. It's a half marathon on March 17th, and that'll be what I'm sort of training for next. That one starts in Brooklyn and then runs up through Manhattan through Times Square. So they actually close down the street in Times Square, and you get to run like right through all of the buildings and the marquees and everything. And then that one finishes in Central Park. So that's what I'll be training for next. That's on March 17th. But yeah, just kind of slowly getting back into the running season after the large amount of races from Disney. So yeah, as far as stitching goes, I do feel like I have a lot to show you this time, which is awesome. I have good progress on some of my projects. I've got some haul to show you at the end. I'll go over my whip go calls, and yeah, should be fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy what I've got today. So I'd say let's just jump right into it. The first thing I've got for you is, I guess I'll call this a SAFFO. I've heard people say SAFs on their channel when it's a start and finish. This is a start and fully finished object, so I guess it's called a SAFFO or SAFFO. I'm not sure. Anyway, for some reason when I got back to New York, I just wanted to do some beading, which is weird, but I did. So I had picked up this Mill Hill kit. I'll show you a picture here. It's called Spring Bouquet. It's this cute little daffodil. I think this is also partially me just wishing for spring to come soon. But it's called Daffodil Egg, and I thought it was super cute. I bought the Mill Hill kit because I had previously done one, I think I showed it in my first video, maybe it was like a martini glass with some eyeballs. That one had a mixture of stitching and beading, which I thought was what this one was. I didn't pay close enough attention to realize this is all a counted glass bead kit. So there was no stitching. It was all beading, which I didn't realize until I actually started it. But I still really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. So this is the FFO. So I have it in this nice kind of like shadow box here. I'll try to bring it closer without glaring. Ooh. Super cute. I love the beading in it. It didn't take too long, but it was a lot of beading. I got this because, so this sits on our bar shelves in the apartment. And so I'd kind of like to have something like a Mill Hill kit to switch out each kind of season or each holiday so that we have kind of a little piece of my stitching sitting there. So it was time for the Halloween martini glass to go, and I didn't have anything else to sit in there. So I thought, I'm going to do this egg. This will be good for spring, good for Easter coming up. And yeah, so here's my beaded, ooh, sorry, you got the glare of my computer screen too. My beaded little daffodil. Super cute. And it is like pretty shiny here in person. Some of the beads are really shiny. I don't know if that's coming across on the video or not, but I don't even know if you can see the beading. Yeah. Super cute. So that is my surprise start and finish and fully finished object. All the things, right? I was really happy to get that done. Next, I have another finish for now, which you've seen this multiple times. This is the Odyssey Sal by Quaternion Creations. And this time the part 9 was released. It was about 1,176 stitches, and it was the bottom of Penelope's dress. So sorry for the wrinkles here, but you will see that last time I think we ended right about here is where it stopped. So all of this was done this time. Just the bottom of her dress. She looks so good. I think it's really coming together. I guess we have 2 parts left. I thought we only had 1 part left. So maybe it'll just be one big part that's released, the final part. But it'll be coming up here in the next month or two. Or I mean the next week or two. I think the next part is released tomorrow, actually. I was getting a little nervous here. I knew I had tight borders anyway, or tight edges, from just the border that I stitched, but then I was getting really nervous because her dress kept coming out and out and out further. I was getting really close. So it's a tight margin there, but she fit. She's here. So I'm loving this piece. I'm excited that I've been able to keep up with this Sal, that I've been keeping it going, and I'm excited to see what the finish looks like in a couple weeks. So this is the Odyssey Sal. This is stitched on an 18 count Curry Ada with the called for threads, which is a black and I think it's a Christmas red. So not much more to the story this time since it was just the bottom of Penelope's dress. Okay, next up I've got, sorry, I'm looking at my notes too. Next up, let's jump into my whips. So the first one I've got is Woodland Enchantress. This is by Dimensions. Here is what it looks like. She's super pretty. I'm still working in this section over here, so haven't reached her yet. I only put in about 500 stitches, 513 stitches since the last time. So this puts me at a total of 3,091 stitches, which is about 14.6%. So here's where I am. You'll notice the tree. That's where I was last time. So I stitched a little bit of these lighter brown colors here at the bottom of the roots. And then I also stitched some of these blue colors here, which is a little hard to see, but the blue, it kind of goes up here. If I get closer, you can kind of see. It's almost the same color as the fabric, so it is tough to tell, but put some stitches in it, and yeah, I was happy with the progress. So that's Woodland Enchantress. I'm going to try to keep picking this out because I do really enjoy it, and I really want to get to her out of the background. So I'm going to keep picking this up, but progress is progress, right? So a little bit. So. Okay. Next up. Hold on one second. Okay, next up is Lily of the Woods. I'm excited to show you guys this one. So Lily of the Woods is by Mirabilia. I'll show you what she looks like. This is my first Mira that I'm stitching with my friend Yoshi, and a bunch of other people have joined in as well in the first Mira Sal. And I put a lot of time into her the past couple weeks. So I got 2,207 stitches in. That puts me at about 26.8% roughly. some people were asking how I am keeping track of the stitches and the percentages with this pattern, since it's a paper pattern, and I've uploaded it to Markup RXP. It's not perfect because it was hard to get the grid lines right, so it's definitely not perfect, but it gives me a rough estimate of where I am and how many stitches I've done. I'm also using a copy of the paper pattern as well to sort of mark off my stitches, so I'm sure I know where I am. So it's kind of a twofold process, but yeah, so 2,000 stitches in, and those stitches were actually probably more than that, because I'll show you in a bit. I'll show you where I am. I told you last time I wanted to get up to her face and her hair, and I did just that. Here she is. So her hair is completed. Let's see if I can. And I'm showing you the back. Oh my goodness. That is the back. Oh my goodness. Okay. See, I'm so scatterbrained today. This is the front. I was like, why does it look like that? Okay, so this is the front. So her hair is completely done. I finished that. And as so I started taking the dress up here just so I could get to the hair and then have a reference point so I didn't have to count too far. And then as I was getting closer, I was like, am I running out of room here? So I had to get to the very top. So this is the very top, and I still have a decent size border here, so that made me happy. But that involved, if you can see, that involved putting some Quaternion in. You can see a little bit of the shininess here for her wing. So that was my first time working with Quaternion ever, and definitely took some getting used to. I think my stitches, I started at the bottom, and I think my stitches here at the bottom are a little tighter than when they get up here, so they look a little bit better once they're up here in the wing. But it's a learning experience, right? So yeah, so I got to the very top, it fits, and then I realized I put her the wrong way. So as you can see, I have all this fabric here at the bottom. I meant to stitch her like this, so I knew I had plenty of room on the sides. So now I'm nervous. I think she's just going to fit on the sides, but I'm nervous. So we'll see. Anyway, back to her hair and face. So I was so happy to get to this part. It really makes her start coming to life, which is so exciting. And I also had another first. I started stitching her skin 1/1. So all of these stitches in here are super tiny and 1/1 on her skin. So that's why I say I got 2,000 stitches in, but it probably was more because I didn't count. Each X that should be there for her skin is actually 4 X's when you do 1/1. I didn't count that times 4. I only counted it as 1 stitch. So there's a lot of stitches in here that were not counted. But yeah, great experience, and I really do love the contrast of the 1/1 with her skin. I wasn't sure how I would like it, but I wanted to at least try it for my first Mira, and I think it's coming together well. So you'll see there's a few holes in here. Those will be beads. I'm gonna wait till the very end to do all the beading. So because I use a nerd hoop or a Q-snap, I don't want to do the beads until the very last moment. And so I'm going to try now to continue finishing her face and her neck here, and then work at some of her, I think her elbow is here, so I might work at some of that to get more of the 1/1 completed. And I do want to do the back stitching on her face as soon as I finish the skin, because it looks kind of weird without any expressions. It's just skin. So yeah, I think she'll look so much better once I get at least her eyes and, you know, her mouth and everything backstitched in there to give it some expression. So, but here she is. I'm super excited. This is coming along very well. So this is a 32 count evergreen by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. It's super soft. I really love stitching on it. I think it's a good choice for my first Mira, and I like how she's turning out on it. She's Lily of the Woods, so it's kind of a woody feel to the fabric anyway, and I like the green on green sort of look. So yeah, this is Lily of the Woods. So if you are stitching on your first Mira, or you're stitching a Lily of the Woods, or you have your first mirror of 2024. Use the hashtag #FirstMirrorSal. And yeah, I'd love to see all the progress. What everybody's working on has been so cool. It's great to see what everyone chooses and the progress we're making. So there's no deadline to it. We're just going to keep it open and yeah, hopefully keep making progress on Lilly. The next one is Pixel Dragon Adventure Sal by FlossyFox Shop. This one I got about 778 stitches on. It was my WIPGO call for January, so I'd put a bunch in then. So I had it in Florida with me, and I decided to just keep stitching on it a little bit to get some more progress. And then Erica at Fibers and Floss Canada and Samantha at the Higa Stitcher, they started a sal, Year of the Dragon Sal, because the Lunar New Year happened on the 10th, and we are now in the Year of the Dragon. And I was like, perfect. That is a great time for me to put some more stitches in. So I did that and made a little bit more progress. And I'm gonna keep picking this out. I think it'd be cool if I could finish it in this lunar year. So it is the Year of the Dragon. I don't know if that will happen or not, but in the back of my mind, that's sort of a goal that I'd like to have. And also, I apologize. I don't have any pictures of where I was last time. I forgot to take them. Usually I take the pictures right after my video and just completely forgot. So I have no pictures of where I was the last time. So there's no, you saw this last. Also with this piece, I picked it up the other day to keep stitching on it, and I needed DMC 971. It's just gone. I know I used it because it's in the Fox Dragon that I already stitched, so it had to be there. I don't know where it went. All of the other thread is there, so anyway, I have to order another 971 just to get that back, but it's all good. So I left this on a new stand I got. So this is part of my haul, I guess, that I had ordered while I was in Florida. It is a lap stand. You can see it here, that I've been testing out. It's pretty simple. So far it's been working pretty well though, so I think I'm gonna keep giving it a try. It's nice because you can twist it so that, you can twist it so that, I'm showing you my back again. That seems to be the theme of today. But you can loosen it so that you can have it go either direction, so you can kind of see the front or the back. And then you just tighten it up and it will stay there. And yeah, it's been good. Been trying to stitch with this. So now I'll go ahead and show you Pixel Dragon Adventure Sal. So I think since the last time I finished this dragon, which you may have seen on Instagram, because I did a post of just this dragon once I completed the outline. I also stitched this flower and finished that, some of these little motifs here, and then I started on this next dragon right here, which is the sleeping dragon, hence the Z's. And yeah, I really like how this is coming together. I think I may have also done some of these like little motifs and bits over here, but it's fun. There's so many little parts to this that you feel like you have a win every time you finish one, which is awesome. And I love the dragons. So this was part 1, this is part 2. Part 3 and 4 have been released over here. I think there's 2 more parts, 5 and 6 over here. Part 4 has this beautiful sea dragon right here. It's pretty long, and I can't wait to stitch that. But we'll get there in time. So I still have a lot to go in this. This is not anywhere near completed, which is why I think a goal of a year would be doable. It gives me a little bit of time to keep going. So I am also thinking about maybe making this like a daily thread stitch for me, because since it is 1/1 on 28 count and it's kind of hard to see with this fabric, I can't stitch on it very long. But I thought if I put 1 thread in each day, at least that'll be progress each day, and it won't be like I'm stitching on it for hours and hours and hours, and so maybe I won't get as tired of it. So thinking about doing that, and might continue that for the future. I'll keep you posted. But that's my update on Pixel Dragon Adventure Sal. And don't forget to, all this year, stitch Year of the Dragon Sal. I'm excited. There's so many dragon patterns. I didn't even realize how many were out there, but there's a lot, and they all look beautiful. So it's going to be super fun to see everybody's dragons as they come to life this year. I'm excited. Great job, Samantha and Erica, for putting that together. So that's part of my haul and another whip. Finally, I've got one more whip to show you, and this doesn't have a lot of progress. I got 800 stitches. Sounds like a lot, but you're not going to see much. This is The Kiss by Mirabilia. So pretty, and I wanted to pull this out more for February, for Valentine's Day. Lilly just took all the tension away, so I didn't get as much progress on this as I thought. But last time I think I only had some of the really, really light pink stitches done. So this time I've added more of these like pink colored stitches. So definitely making progress. I have a total of like 3.6% on this project. So nowhere near finished. She's big. She's gonna be tall, but making progress. And I'm hoping to pull this out more the rest of the month. So that's The Kiss by Mirabilia. That's stitched on the called for Apple Blossom 32 count linen. I think it's Belfast. And I was super lucky enough to have a stitchy friend gift that to me, which I'm still so grateful. Every time I stitch on it, I think about that, which is awesome. So those are my whips, my projects that I've worked on since the last time. You'll notice that neither of my Whip Go calls are in there. You'd think that when I got back to New York and had access to the projects that Whip Go called, I would get started on that. But no, I wanted to bead, so I pulled out the Mill Hill kit. So I have not even gotten anywhere on my Whip Go calls yet. But I did want to show you where I'm at. So again, my February calls for this month are number 3 and 24. Number 3 is my Lighthouse, which is a stamped kit. And I think I showed this in my very, very first video. And this is the stamped kit version, so you can see the pattern down here. But previously I finished all the sky, I finished the lighthouse down to about here, I finished all these trees, which the trees I really love. I think they came out really beautiful. I finished this sky over here, and I started a little bit of the sky here. So my Whip Go call this month calls for 1,000 stitches on this. So I'm gonna probably try, to continue a little bit here on the sky on the side of the lighthouse and just put my 1,000 stitches in, and then I'll probably set this aside again. I still really like this project. It's gonna turn out really cool. There's a lot of back stitching in it that goes in at the end, so it'll really pop, but yeah, but just probably not a priority project at this point. But I wanna keep going on it, and I'll keep putting it on my Whip Go to get progress. So that'll be coming out. I've got to work on that in the next little bit. And then the other one is I need to start the Mermaid of the Season cell. So I have that all kitted up. I just need to get that. I haven't really touched it since I've been back to New York, so I need to get that together and get that started. So that's my Whip Go for February. And I think that's about all I had. So I'm gonna kind of switch things around here a little bit and get my haul. I realized I'm not going to show you everything because there's too much. But I'm going to pick out some of the things that I got since I've been gone, and then there'll be more haul to share down the road. But I'll show you what I've got in a little bit, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's get into haul. First thing I want to share is a Christmas present that I got from my boyfriend, who knows I love stitching, has seen me stitch probably way too much, but he got me this embroidery kit, which I've never tried embroidery before, but this is an embroidery Santa. He loved the look of like the old-timey Santa face and expressions. So this is all embroidery. It comes with everything you need. The two threads, I think it's a stamped pre-printed fabric, and it comes with a little hoop. So I'll get this out next Christmas and be able to start trying embroidery. I've always been very nervous to do embroidery because I feel like it's more, I don't know, it's not as cut and dry as like doing an X in my brain, but I'm very excited to try this out. I think it'll be super cute once it's done. So that was my first gift. My next piece of haul is sort of plans related as well. So this year is leap year, right? So February 29th, there are some people starting different sals for leap year. Someone, and I'm not sure who, tell me who, I am pretty sure they started a leap year long dog leap year sal, something like that, where you start a big project, which a lot of long dog samplers are, and then the goal is to stitch it in 4 years. So I thought that would be fun. I'm gonna try that. So I got Saga by Long Dog Samplers. I'll try to put a picture here for you to see what it looks like. It's huge. I think in order to finish it in 4 years, I would have to complete like 550 stitches every month, or maybe every week. It might have been every week. So that's a lofty goal, but I thought it'd be cool to at least start it on leap day, on leap year this year. So I got fabric for it. This is, let me get this correct. This is a 36 count vintage country mocha Edinburgh. Everybody has used vintage country mocha, so I'm sure you all know what it looks like. Super cute, nice marbling. I thought this would be a good background for it. It's a little more brown in person than what you're seeing, a little more tan. And then I thought this would be a cool time for me to try using silks for the first time. So I ordered I think they're called a hank of silk from Silks For You. And I don't have which number this was. I should have looked. Anyway, I loved this blue color. It's got a little bit of variation in it, so you can see there's like some lighter blue, there's some darker blue in there, but it's not too much variation that I would have to like really think and concentrate on how I'm stitching for the variegation, I think. This will be my first time stitching with variegated threads, but I really love the color. It's like this deep sort of shiny blue. So here is the floss toss, I guess they say. What do you think? Again, this is a little more tan. I guess it's coming through tan in person. Do you think that this blue silk will look good on this fabric for the Long Dog Sampler? At first I wasn't quite sure, but now that I'm looking at it more, I think maybe I was a little harsh, and I think it will look okay. But leave me a comment below, let me know what you think, and let me know if you think it'll look okay on this fabric. But that will hopefully be a leap year plan in the future, and also as part of my haul. Then I got my first project bag ever. Project bags. So Jess from Como Stitches, sorry, I needed some coffee. Jeff from Como Stitches, I've been following her for a while on Instagram, and she always posts these amazing fabrics she finds to make these bags. And so I really wanted to get one from her. So this is the first one I got. Oh, it's so cute. Look at these little like mice here. And this little bird and this bunny. I just love this fabric. So I was like, this is the perfect time to grab one. This is the back. It's a vinyl bag. The fabric is really pretty on that side too. And I love the green zipper. So my first project bag. I'll figure out what Christmas kit I want to put in here and have that for the future. And no bag can travel alone, so I decided to get a Halloween bag. These are Halloween gnomes on their little broomstick. I thought that was super cute. And the fabric she chose for inside is this cool spider web. And again, I love the green zipper. So, second bag from Jess. They feel like great quality. I would highly recommend, if you're interested, checking out her Etsy channel. I'll link it down below. But great quality, just a vinyl front, and then the sleeve to put all your stitching supplies in there. So I'm excited to find the right projects to put in there. And then she had a mystery bag that you could purchase, and I got it. So this is that mystery bag. It's like a bunch of cute little Valentine stamps on the fabric. And then this really pretty pink design on the inside. great zipper color. So yeah, really excited. First project bags. So thank you, Jess. They look beautiful. I'm super excited. I'll definitely be coming back to your store to buy more in the future. Okay, so the next part of my haul is from Florida, but in New York, we don't really have a lot of LNSs here in the city, believe it or not. It's one thing that we're definitely lacking. There's some upstate New York that's a little further away, but nothing really here in the city. So when I went to Florida, the first thing I did was look up to see, are there any LNSs in the area? And someone commented on one of my early videos when I went to Florida saying, hey, if you're near Palm Coast, Florida, you should check out Inspired Needle. Well, I was in Palm Coast, so I did check out Inspired Needle, and it was great. I think it was Kathy is the owner of the store there. She was so helpful and just so great. So I went there twice. The first time I went there, I spent like an hour and a half just looking. I didn't buy anything. I was just browsing. She has so many patterns to go through. It was so cool. She's got a lot of model stitches up, and I just spent an hour and a half, and then we had to go, so I couldn't stay any longer. But then the day I left to come back to New York, I went there again for a couple hours to sort of browse again, and I wanted to at least kit up some things so that I could have them from the shop in Florida. First of all, I'll just say she had a model stitch of Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which I've seen a lot of people stitching on them on Flosstube, right? Everybody loves the Hawk Run Hollow series. Seeing this model in person, I was like, I have to stitch this. It was beautiful. The stitches were immaculate. I don't know how they got the stitches to lay so nicely, but it looked gorgeous. The color choices, everything in person just really popped. So that made me love that series even more. And I'm like, I need to think about how I can fit that into my plans at some point. I have so many plans, but need to figure that out because it was just stunning. That's the first time I've seen like a big piece like that stitched in person, and I was just amazed. So it was really cool. I had also previously purchased Seaside Tiny Town. So I had just bought the pattern on a D-Stash group on Facebook. I thought it was super cute. Kind of reminds me of the beach in Florida and my time there and everything. Oops, I don't want to show the pattern. I'll cut that out. But there's a few beads here. Anyway, so I bought the pattern, but I didn't have any of the thread or the fabric. So when I went into the LNS, I saw they had a whole section of the tiny towns, and then they had fabrics that they would recommend, that she would recommend stitching them on. As you can see here, this one is stitched with a tan kind of sand color fabric, which I love and is really cute. But Kathy had paired it up with this 32 count Belfast Vintage Blue Whisper. So here's the fabric. It's more blue in person. I don't know how to get that to show through, but you can kind of see there's like some white modeling in it that looks like clouds maybe. So it reminds me of the sky at the beach when it's sort of a nice blue day, but has some white puffy clouds in it. So this is what I'm going to stitch it on, which I'm excited for. And then I thought, while I'm here, I might as well just kit this up with all of it's Classic Colorworks is what it's called for, and I think there's 1 Weeks Dye Works. So I thought, why don't I just kit it up with all of those? I've never stitched with any Classic Colorworks or Weeks dye. So I did. So here, it's going to be hard to hold this up. Here's the colors. I think it's going to look beautiful on this fabric. I'm really excited. They all sort of like pop nicely, and my LNS had every single one. So I was able to just fully kit this up with the fabric and all of the floss that I needed, which was great. So that'll probably be a summer stitch. I'll probably pull that out in the summer at some point. I wanted to find a few sort of small or medium-sized projects because everything I'm drawn to are these huge projects. I mean, you've seen the Mirabilias, even Woodland Enchantress is huge, Long Dog Sampler, everything, Fruits Aplenty, everything that I love is huge. So I wanted to find some smaller or medium-sized projects that I could work on. She also had from Bent Creek, she had this Pop of Halloween, which I've never seen this before, but it's so cute. And this is a kit, so it comes with the 20 count linen, and it's stitched with pearl cotton. So I think I can show, yeah. You can see the pearl cotton here, which I've never stitched with as well. So that'll be a first for this one. And I would like to have this done for Halloween this year so I can put it up. So not starting it anytime soon, but super cute Pop of Halloween. So that was also from the LNS. So the next thing I got from the LNS was another beach themed projects. This is from Carriage House Samplings and it's called Comfort Lighthouse. So I will go ahead and show you the pattern here. She also had a model stitch of this one, which is what I was drawn to. So seeing it up on the wall, it wasn't that big, and it looked so pretty. I just loved it. I love the mermaid, I love this little crab, the bigger crab, the moon, the lighthouse. It's all just so pretty. So then this one calls for needlepoint silk, a needlepoint silk conversion. So I went ahead and she had all of the needlepoint silks for me. Sorry about that. So I just kitted it all up while I was there. And she also had Picture This Plus Wren in 36 count. And so I was able to get that as well. So this will be the fabric. So I'm super excited. It was great to be able to like see the fabric in person. You know, she had a huge piece of this. And so she let me choose like which eighth I would like based on the marbling, which I've never done before. Because when you order online, you get what you get. But this was really cool because I was able to actually choose the section that I wanted and pick the exact marbling that I wanted, and that was really fun. So yeah, so I've got some new beach themed projects for the summer to start, and they're not huge. This one is fairly big. I don't remember. It's 130 wide by 121 high, so decent. It's like a medium sized, I would say, but it's going to be really pretty. Excited to get that going. Okay, so next is another piece that I got from Facebook D-Stash. It's actually a magazine, so it's the Cross Stitcher magazine, October 1997. I'll just show you the front here. And I got it because this is Autumn Angel by Joan Elliott. And I just thought she was so pretty with like the flowers that she's holding, and is that like a pumpkin in the middle that she's holding? I love the color of her dress. I just thought she was so pretty. So they were selling this magazine, and I didn't realize that this is actually a series that Joan Elliott designed for this magazine. So there were, I think, 4 or 5 total angels that she designed. So eventually I would like to collect all of them, but I'm gonna get started with Autumn Angel first. And then there were actually some other patterns in this magazine that I really liked and I might stitch up. So this was kind of a fun find, but I've never stitched a Joan Elliott before. And yeah, this will be maybe my first one, but I really wanted to have the pattern. I don't know if I'll stitch the angel wings. Is that bad? So I don't have any problem with the angel, but I thought maybe if I just don't stitch the wings, she'll be like a fancy lady, kind of. I don't know, just a thought. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'll just stitch the wings as called for, but. So that was part of my haul. Then I've discovered Teresa Wentzler. So these designs just have a specific look to them that is very, I don't know what the word is, maybe 90s stitching. I love it. I really just love the look of it. So I got a couple patterns. The one I'm going to show you is Mermaid by Teresa Wentzler. So this is what she looks like. Look at that border. I mean, that border is just beautiful. It's going to be so challenging to stitch, and all of this detail work in here is going to be so challenging, but I'm ready for it. So I don't have anything kitted up. There's about 5 million threads, flosses in this. Look at this list. That's the list of floss. I can't even imagine beginning to kit that up. But I'm excited to to get this started. Eventually I'll work at kitting it up and see when it goes, but love that one. The next one is one that I actually won from a giveaway that Cross Stitch the Globe was having. So they sent it here and I finally got it since I'm back in New York. This is Fantasy Sampler by Teresa Wensler. It's got a dragon in the middle, so another good one to maybe start this year for Year of the Dragon. But I really loved this. I was actually looking for this pattern as I was going into my Teresa Wensler rabbit hole. And then I saw that they were doing a giveaway and I was like, oh, I have to sign up. And somehow I won. So that was awesome. So thank you girls so much for sending this my way. I can't wait to get this kitted up and stitched as well. I think this floss list is a little bit more, yeah, this one seems a little bit more manageable, but we'll see. So Teresa Wensler is in my future. Okay, then I'm going to show you just 2 other pieces that I got for my haul, and then I'll call it quits for today, because I think it's already becoming a long video, and there's more haul, but honestly I still need to organize a bunch and get things sort of ready. So I got 2 more Dimensions kits, because I'm really loving Woodland Enchantress, and so I wanted to kind of branch out and get a few more. So this one is the Mighty Samurai. It's Dimensions Gold Collection, and just reminds me of my trip to Japan. The tree in the background, and yeah, the colors in his outfit. So I'm excited to stitch this one. I don't know when I'll get it started, but I've got it in my collection now, so that's really cool. And then the last one, which I'm really excited for, this is what I will start once I finish Woodland Enchantress. This is Fall Fairy. So this is sort of the autumn theme fairy that the Dimensions have. I think they did one for every season, so there's a spring one and a summer one too. The summer one I'm not quite as crazy about, but I might stitch them all eventually. But this one is just as beautiful as Woodland Enchantress. So hope to be, this will not come out anytime soon because I want to finish Woodland Enchantress before I get to this one, but I'm happy to have this in my haul, or in my stash finally, and get stitched on it eventually. So I think that's everything I've got for you guys. Sorry if it was a little scatterbrained today. I'm sort of all over the place as I just get back to New York and get back into my normal routine. But thank you guys so much for watching. I think in the next couple months I'm going to limit what I'm buying. I've just been so new to cross stitch that everything is new and shiny, and I just want to have everything, collect it all. So I think I'm going to tone that down a little bit and yeah, be really kind of specific about what I'm buying, maybe put a budget on myself and go from there. But I hope you enjoyed this. I know I'm rambling here at the end, but thank you so much for watching. Please leave me comments, let me know what you're working on, what you liked in the video, and yeah, if you're a runner, keep running, always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now, until the next stitch.